had a game-high 27 points as the Nuggets led the entire game to even up the series with Kawhi in L.A. Nuggets coach Mike Malone said Denver was a noticeably different team compared to their Game 1 23-point blowout loss to the Clippers. So, Shannon, what was the biggest reason the Clippers lost this one?
Kawhi. Kawhi laid an egg. That is the biggest reason why they lost this ball game. Jamal Murray had him on skates, had him like he was on a slip and slide. He couldn't stand up. You remember the last 2 minutes, but let me get to this. Kawhi Leonard, now, Friday night, Jenny, people at home, and you can attest to this, every network, the Lakers lose. LeBron scores 17 but had 0 points in the fourth quarter. Kawhi Leonard goes 4 of 17, scores 13 points, and not one network, not NBA TV, not the other network mentioned that Kawhi Leonard had 0 points in the fourth quarter. This is why. I follow Spencer Dinwiddie, and I read where he said, why couldn't, if Kawhi Leonard wins the finals and becomes MVP, why he isn't in the GOAT conversation? Because he does not receive GOAT criticism. Everybody's been eviscerating Paul George. Everybody's been eviscerating Giannis Antetokounmpo. Kawhi Leonard has never received the criticism that the historically great players have received. Therein lies the problem. You cannot just say, well, he just shows up in the playoffs. They got within 5. This was, because Skip Bayless tell me Kawhi Leonard is the greatest mid-range shooter since Michael Jordan. He can close the game. After the first quarter, Skip, did you realize he was 1 for 10? He was 1 for 10 after the first quarter. What's going on? Had LeBron, you mentioned, Jenny asked you what was the biggest reason that the Lakers won last night.
No, she asked you.
No. That was the question. I just went first. So, in other words, even though I went first, that same question got posed to Skip Bayless.
Well, I'm going to ask a different question.
I know you are. But what did you do? The first thing you did, you went to Friday night and talked about how LeBron didn't score in the fourth quarter.
He goose-egged. He went 0 for 3 in a winnable game. That's the GOAT?
Hold on. Was that not a winnable game?
Woo.
Was that not a winnable game on Saturday night?
Yep, it was.
It was. And so what, in other words, he laid an egg. Just say it. Just say it. Skip, he laid an egg. And here we are in September, and Kawhi Leonard is laying Easter eggs early. So he was late to the party because I understand it was a pandemic and people couldn't go out Easter egg hunting, and it's early for 2021. But Kawhi Leonard said, I'm going to make up for lost time. I'm going to lay an egg tonight. Had Paul George, people been killing Paul George. You called a man George Paul because he's come up like Kawhi Leonard did on Saturday night.
That's a funny nickname.
It is funny, but it ain't right. So what you going to call Kawhi Leonard? What you going to call him, Skip? Huh? Leonard Skinner? Because that's what he played like. What's going on, Skip? I want to know why Kawhi Leonard gets a pass when he stinks it up when none of the other greats do. Y'all killing Giannis. You tell me Giannis is not that guy. You tell me LeBron freezes up. But yet Kawhi Leonard has never, ever received the criticism that the historically great players or the players that mentioned in GOAT conversation have ever received. That's not conjecture, that's fact. And he alone were the reason they lost.
So, I have one question to your question.
Oh, I got plenty of answers. Go ahead.
When have I ever put Kawhi Leonard in the GOAT debate? When we do who's the GOAT, it's always Michael Jordan for me because he's like 1,000 times above anybody, and it's always, wrongly, LeBron for you. Do we ever debate, well, Kawhi's somewhere in the mix? Have we ever, how many times have we done the MJ versus LeBron debate?
1,000.
No, 10,000.
10,000.
And how many times do we put Kawhi in there and said, well, Kawhi's third? No, he's not.
No, I'm saying players are saying that, but
I only know one, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Hold on, you say, hold on now. This is what you do tell me. You say when we talk about great players, you hold them to the highest degree.
Again, when did we ever say, or when did I ever say he's all-time great? I've never said that one time on this show.
You just told me last week.
When we rank and we go 15 deep, do I ever put Kawhi Leonard up there? No.
Hold on.
Have I ever even put him near the top 10? No.
You took him out of the top 10 because he left the Spurs.
No, he was never in the top 10.
Okay, I want you to go on this one. But you said since Kevin Durant is not playing, he's currently the best player in the NBA. So he should receive best player in the NBA criticism, which you don't give him.
Oh, I always, Kevin Durant?
No, Skip, I said I'm talking about Kawhi.
Oh, because Kevin's not playing?
You said since Kevin Durant is not playing, Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the NBA. So by that standard, he should receive best player in the NBA criticism for that stinker.
All I've said about Kawhi Leonard so far in the bubble is that until Friday night, he had been the best player in the bubble. Because look at his previous 6 playoff games. He went 30-plus 5 straight times, and then in Game 1, in the rout of the Denver Nuggets, he went for 29 in 30 minutes because he didn't play in the fourth quarter. Well, that was extraordinary. So for the previous 6 games, Kawhi Leonard had averaged 32 a game, with 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Right. He's not a huge assist guy, although Doc called him the other day, not just a good passer, an elite passer. He just doesn't have the ball in his hands to pass it. He's not playing point guard. He's obviously a shooting forward. That's what he does.
But if he don't have the ball in his hand that much, why he got them 4 turnovers?
Well, on Friday night?
Yeah, Friday night. Okay. Friday night.
So I tweeted after Friday night's game that Kawhi Leonard was due to have a bad game, and did he ever on both ends? That's what I tweeted. He was horrible on both ends, but so was his team in the first quarter. They gave up, what was it, 40?
Is he on that team?
What was the first quarter? 44-25 is what they gave up. And, you know, it was the classic, we blew them out so easily in Game 1. We don't really need to show up for Game 2, and that's what happened because you know and I know Denver can score it. If you let Denver get off hot, they will. And they came out hot in 2 ways, hot shooting and hot emotionally, because they were mad about how they got embarrassed and then embarrassed in social media after that game. Charles Barkley once again said they will be swept. The Denver Nuggets will be swept. And obviously, they just said, okay, watch this. They played for their lives on Friday night. And
do people realize Charles lost a lot of money gambling?
Well,
by making predictions like this?
Well, it just seems like every prediction he makes, you should just go the
opposite way and you be wealthy.
That is correct. So what was my biggest takeaway from this night on which Kawhi Leonard was horrible? I will say it again. He was horrible. He's not in LeBron's category because he's not he's not an all-time great. Maybe he could be if he strings together 4 or 5 more years like he's been having. But he's going to have to be the Finals MVP this year, and he's still got a real shot at that. And by the way, were you suggesting Denver's going to win this series?
No. I didn't say.
Okay, I want to make sure about that. So what happened on Saturday night was this. 44-25 in the first quarter, and then what did my Clippers start to do?
Nothing.
They started to play. So they won the second quarter, 31-28 for Denver. That's pretty good to hold them from 44 down to 28.
You gave up 72.
Then in the third quarter, they won it 21-17. Is that good? They held Denver to 17 in the third quarter.
But you only scored 21.
And then in the fourth quarter, the Clips won that 24-21. So think about this. After Denver was allowed to just cakewalk to 44 first quarter points, Denver goes 28 in the second, 17 in the third, and 21 in the fourth. Those are winning defensive numbers for the Clippers.
Yeah.
In fact, the Clippers won the last 3 quarters. They won each quarter, but they won by a total of 76-66 over the last 3 quarters.
Yeah.
So they're coming and they're coming back, but it's such a huge deficit. You're down 44-25. With 8:36 left in the fourth quarter, they cut it all the way down to 5 points. Were you watching?
Yeah.
They cut it to
this is Kawhi time. Yeah, I went and got me some popcorn. I had the popcorn, so I warmed the popcorn up right quick because I said, it's popcorn time. This Kawhi Leonard time right now. That's what Skip Bayless, that's what all these experts tell me. This is Kawhi time. So I got my popcorn, and I sat back, Jenny, had my robe on, I folded my feet up on the couch, and I started eating. And I ain't see nothing. So I stuck my whole hand.
Really?
I ain't see nothing.
Did you butter it?
No. I don't do butter.
Okay, good.
Bad for your heart.
It was actually Gary Harris time. Of all people, Gary Harris, who's just recently come back from injury, he makes a 3 with 7:29, another one with 6:13, and another one with 1:38 left. And I don't think Kawhi was guarding him. And he made 3 straight huge after a long time.
Well, who was guarding those? Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray with 2:12 left made another huge 3 that just slammed the door.
Skip, stop doing all that. I want to know who he made that 3 on.
I'm just telling you what exactly happened.
I know what happened. I watched the game, but I want you to see, because sometimes the people, they might have been out there, it was Labor Day weekend, Skip. So they might have, well, here you go right here. Since you won't tell them, I show them. I'll show them.
Yeah.
You won't tell them what happened. Is that Kawhi Leonard? Look at him. And he, Jamal Murray's like, that was nasty. Look at this right here. Come on, get some. You reach, I teach.
Yep.
Shall I dance? Yes, mama. Bam, in his face.
He's a really good player.
Oh, he really good.
See against Utah.
Whoa.
He's really good.
Hold on, Skip. That's the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, the 2-time Finals MVP that he making look average.
Okay, so you're just spitting and gloating over there. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will bet you 5 cases of Diet Dew that the Clippers win tonight. I'll go 5 cases. I'll just push it. I'm all into the middle of the table. I got 5 cases that the Clippers will come out in the first quarter and do to Denver what they did in the second, third, and fourth quarter on Saturday night.
Skip.
All in.
No. You told me, okay, first quarter, Nuggets 44, the Clippers 25. I just want to know one thing. Was Pat Beverly available? Did he play in the first quarter? What about Paul George and Kawhi Leonard? So in other words, you got those 3 dogs. Now you tell me that's that death lineup. When they trot that lineup on the floor, it's good night, Irene. Okay, how in the hell do the Denver Nuggets...
I just explained it to you. You know and I know what happens in sports. Once you steamroll somebody in game 1, you think, this is easy.
Whoa.
You don't really need to even take this seriously.
Whoa, hold on. Not with Kawhi Leonard. Hold on. Not with Kawhi Leonard on the court. Not with Skip Bayless. Had that been LeBron